Now, one thing I did notice that once the superintendent Greer had resigned, the television station left. They didn't want to hear nothing about how the people feel about Jack Yates. They're not going to show you that on the TV. And they're not going to show you all the things that HISD is promising the people in Third Ward and the people in Jack Yates. They're not going to show you that because Channel 13, they shut their camera off. They don't want you to know this. That's why I came out here, because I knew what was going on. I just wanted the Facebook family to know what's going on. I wanted Jack Yates' family to know what's going on. The media is not covering you. So all of the gripes and the grumbles and the complaints that you have is going in one ear and coming out the other because the television station ain't giving you no airplay on this. I'm looking at Channel 13. When Yates got ready to say their complaints, the man shut his camera up, closed it down, put it on the tripod, left, went about his business, waited till Yates got to complaining, and then he decided to come back and show all the white people and what they doing and the school board. Now, that's the real deal. I told you I was going to come out here and show you what's really going on out here at HISD.
You have to finish this vote and then make another motion.
Treatment is done on an as-needed basis as you go into a renovation project, a remodeling project, or replacing the carpet or tile. There's always abatement that needs to be done. So abatement is done only in affected areas. So we don't go in and abate things that you're not going to be monitoring.
No matter what the value may be, you didn't have to do it. Agenda item. Why would anybody want to appoint you to anything when you failed in the position that you're in? You don't have to like me or like what I'm saying. But if you were a screw-up in that seat, you will be a screw-up in the other position. Now, my opinion does not matter to you. I have more than 10,000 people watching. It matters to the voters. So what is not accomplished in here tonight will be accomplished in November. On my life, I will not sleep. I haven't eaten for 3 days. And I got enough weight to hold it too. But I'm not going to sit here and hold my tongue and say that I support this. No. Why not? You're clueless. And now you want to issue a contract to execute an agreement with teaching strategies doing business as safe and civil schools. That didn't look safe yesterday nor civil. Davis ain't safe and civil on a daily basis. So we got to pay somebody to do that. What you need is more cops. You jack up the pay a little bit, and the man got to work overtime to make a little extra money. You need more officers. You need to give these teachers better training in regards to how to maintain their classrooms. That's what needs to happen. But if you did that, then it would probably cost you an extra 2 days pay compared to you paying one of your friends $2 or $3 million. See, I'll tell you what. So my kids might be in there. I don't know that they coming. If you want to know how kids should act in school, won't you ask mine? It starts at the house. Why don't you put some training in place to deal with your parents? If you care, because I think some of y'all are parents. So my thing is this here. If you would allow the teachers to teach instead of teaching for the test and let them do what they are experts at doing, then maybe we wouldn't have to pay one of your buddies $2 or $3 million of their tax money.
Nothing that y'all have told us has been true. Nothing that y'all have done has been in the best interest of our children. Okay? My children, all of them are alumni of Jack Yates Senior High School. And if you're not going to tell us the truth in a PAC meeting, you're not going to bring the community together to discuss what these are the alumni of Jack Yates and the students of Jack Yates and the parents that live in that community. I don't trust you to demolish the building and put anything back up there. So I'm asking that our alumni really think about what it is that these people have done in the past. Study the history. You have to study your past in order for you to know what the future is. And as far as bullying in this particular, I don't like bullies. And for you to come up here and be a trustee for our district, but you don't want to hear what we have to say, I have a problem with that. Okay? Because you have no respect for the people that put you in office. I didn't vote for you. Because I didn't want to hear you, you have to respond to me. But you don't have any respect.
You need to stick to the agenda item.
That was the agenda item. She has no respect for her
That's not on the
constituents.
agenda.
And I'm not gonna allow anyone to disrespect me in this room.
Neither will I.
Well, it's just not.
Followed by Pamela Bowman.
Getting wild.
I came here to speak about the Jack Yates. I don't know if you have looked at things, if I've looked at things. If you knock that school down, then there's no promise, no guarantee that you will rebuild Jack Yates back. So the solution that I bring is to renovate and put all the programs in. You may not be able to pay all the teachers, but the teachers will come once the programs are there. Not only the teachers, but the parents. Bond monies can be spent for renovations. There's a need for an audit, definitely. Instead of resigning, he needs to be fired and remanded to the custody of the state of Texas for crimes against children and the community. I don't know, I was listening, and I've come up here for Yates, and I've come up here I'm staying on the agenda because I know y'all gonna ask me this. I know you're gonna, I live a mile, 1.7, excuse me, I'm sorry. I see y'all talking. If you have a question, please ask me. All right, well, let me go ahead and get my last 50 seconds in. During this regime, and I've been up since 6:45, okay? More than 20 schools closed, and primarily black and brown schools, and probably Yates too, subjected black and brown students to Tuskegee Life experiment, Apollo 20. James Ryan, the original Jack Yates, used Gestapo-like tactics to bully and intimidate the principals and the teachers of the feeder pattern by Jack Yates and around District 4. Over 700 teachers were let go in 2011, and the majority of them were brown and black. So you wonder what happened to the teachers at Jack Yates. You wonder what happened. We don't have programs. Then he raped and pillaged the educational resources of the brown and black community, like Jack Yates. I'll be back, and one day I'll be voting with y'all.
That you table this vote until next month, until you've answered our questions. We've asked these questions for the last 8 months and have still not received answers. What is the present budget availability for the new construction? What is the design construction status of the proposed date? What is the $60,000 intended to do? The abatement of the School of Communication, or is it the whole third 3-story section of Yates? We don't know. We can't get answers to simple questions. There is no transparency. And I've been up since 6:45 as well. And I mean, you really got nerve. You got nerve, girl. You got nerve. Yeah. We don't have a floor plan. You have the only thing that we know right now is that you plan to build a school for 1,300 students, which is a middle school. We understand what that means. That even if Jack Yates survives, in 5 years it'll be Jack Yates Middle School, and then it'll be repurposed as the Energy Middle School. This isn't what you're doing, not unforeseen. I can see the end of this. And it is ridiculous that you would want it in a school district with a $49 billion tax base. That's more than most countries, except this one. You mean you have low performing schools? Why would y'all have low performing schools? You got more money than God. He wish he had a $49 billion tax base. And the final question is, what are the plans for our magnet programs at Jack Yates? The School of Communication, the Maritime, and the Health Services. Thank you.
Is in your basket, and you realize you don't have enough money, you continue to shop. I say no. We don't even know the meal plan, so we don't want any more groceries in the basket until we can get the questions answered. It's already been publicized that it's not enough money. So wouldn't it be best to stop and see where we are with the internal audit, external audit, before we move forward? So we're asking that the item be tabled because there is, of course, a pervasive mood of distrust. But the bottom line is we need to see the money and know where it's going and know that when Jack Yates comes down, that Jack Yates will be glorified and brought back. So we're asking in this community to table this item, and I really appreciate your indulgence for allowing me to come up. And you all have a good evening, and hopefully you'll sleep well with the right decision. Thank you.
So is there any discussion? I'm going to ask our deputy superintendent to address, I think you have something to say about the shortfall and funding for this program.
Thank you, Madam President. We, a few weeks ago, the board asked
Well, when Jack Yates people were talking,
to make the decision
Channel
that
13,
this is being decided by
we went on break.